Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of the Transform Your Confidence Show. I'm your host as usual, Raj Gurn, the founder of the OpenChessConfidenceAcademy.com. Let me take a moment, as I always do right off the top of each show, to ask you to please follow me on YouTube and on my socials also at Raj Gurn, as well as at the Academy at the Open Chess Confidence Academy. And also please hit the notification button when you're on YouTube and any other platform that you come through on so that you never miss any of these trainings that I do. We do them twice a week, so I just want to make sure that you're all caught up. I'd also love for you to subscribe to this podcast on audio streaming platforms like Apple, Google, and Spotify. And for those of you who really just prefer to do a read, I want you guys to know that you can hop on over to the Open Chess Confidence Academy and just, hit the podcast tab right there and you'll be able to just read through it as well. All right, so on with this week's show. We are theming it branding and marketing as usual. It is our third week that we do this particular episode, and I'm going to be deep diving the concept of how leadership done right can create trust in what you're marketing. To help me do this, please welcome to the show Klaudia Capalbo, the founder of the newly launched organization which we're going to be talking about today, the Institute of Fashion, and she's also the regional director of the Fashion Group International chapter in Toronto, a very long-standing organization that has chapters in 7 countries with over 5,000 members worldwide. Klaudia, my darling lady, thank you so much for coming on. I'm super psyched to have this conversation with you about all your insights on marketing, fashion, leadership, and all that fabulous stuff that you've been doing for a number of decades now, dare I say.
I know, right? Well, thank you for having me. It's always an honor and pleasure to see you, Raj, and everything that you do. So thank you for having me on the show as well.
Absolutely, my darling. So let's just jump right in. Klaudia, here's the thing. I want to bring everyone up to speed on a lot of the things that you've done so that everyone can understand why I feel that having this conversation with you is truly just the right person to have it with. So you have quite the diverse portfolio in sales and marketing. Having worked at, you've worked at prominent magazines like Flair and Hello. You've also worked at the Chum Television Group and at the NBA. Can you walk us through your milestones in this regard so that we can just kind of bring everyone watching, listening, and reading this up to speed on your vast experience in this realm? Tell us your story.
Well, surprisingly, I mean, my journey has been extremely unique, and I love sharing it because it really shows you how you can start in one place, but it really is a journey in terms of where it takes you. And you really have to enjoy that journey because the things that you learn along the way are really just so important in every aspect of your life and your career. So I actually started as a math teacher, and that's where my first journey started in mathematics. And then I had an opportunity to work with the National Basketball Association as a marketing coordinator. And, in all honesty, I knew nothing about basketball, never played basketball, but it was the skill set that I had that got me the opportunity and got me in the door. And I had started there for a few years thinking I'll do it for 2 or 3 years. Well, I ended up staying for 9 years in total. So I traveled with all the basketball teams all across the world and did marketing, sales, and media for them. And then after the NBA, I decided to try something different and I went into broadcasting. So I worked for Chum Television for 4 years doing marketing, media, and sales. And then from there, I went on to work at Flair magazine, and I did Flair, Hello, and Lulu, and that was on the publishing side. So just coming up with really great opportunities for clients. I've always been really creative. It's something that I've had since I was, in high school. And so it was really bringing that creativity and being able to come up with really cool ideas and concepts to sell a brand within those different mediums. So whether it be sports, whether it be the programming at Chum Television with, Hell's Kitchen or Cityline or Breakfast Television, and then being able to do it from a fashion and beauty perspective. And so I was there at Flair for 7 years, and And that's where my love of fashion really geared up. And it was something that I was passionate about when I was younger, and it kind of came full circle. So from that point on, I decided that's the area I wanted to stay in. So in the last few years, I've really been focusing on being able to help a lot of brands that are out there in becoming a marketing consultant and really helping them build their brand awareness, brand logos and imaging, being able to market themselves out there, and how to be able to stand out amongst the clutter.
Absolutely. And I think that kind of really does lend to just how diverse your career had been up to that point. Claudia, I want to ask you this. I want to add another layer into some of what you're talking about. You've also very smartly leveraged your sales and marketing portfolio to create an impressive mentoring and leadership profile also. You've added in fashion, style, and a bunch of other tranches as well, which I'd really love for you to talk further on. You've done teaching. You
Yes.
still do teaching. You're
Yes, I do.
teaching at Humber, Sheridan, and Georgian colleges in the Greater Toronto area for anyone who out there isn't in this area,
And
as well.
Seneca.
And Seneca. Oh my God. I think you've hit them all up,
I think
haven't
I
you?
pretty much, I made my rounds.
Absolutely. And but in addition to that, you've also, from a fashion and style perspective, you're also currently the regional director, as I mentioned off the top, of the Fashion Group International in Toronto. So knowing all of this, that's kind of housed around your teaching, the fashion and style component that's been brought into the mix. I'd love for you to share what led to this desire to focus on leadership-centric opportunities. That's what I believe teachers are, and that's, simply your role in the regional directorship also of FGI. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think when I look at leadership, it's always about, like, I've always been a strong leader growing up. That's something that I was innate with me. And I think it starts with self-awareness and really becoming a self-leader, because you can't lead others unless you are strong within yourself. So I think that's really
Right.
important, to be able to develop that self-awareness and that self-strength and inner ability to become a leader. And I think when I look at other people, like, part of the reason why I love teaching was because I loved being able to inspire others and encourage and find those qualities within others that they can build upon and be able to find strength in and be able to pursue. So that is something that's always made me love that teaching. So being able to find opportunities where I can leverage that ability to do that and help others was always really key for me. So that's why, being able to teach all these students in different subjects. So, when I teach at colleges, I teach everything from public relations, I teach fashion, I teach research, I teach brand marketing. So it's all these different subjects, but it's really being able to see each individual student for their strengths and their areas of interest, and really helping them build the foundations upon that, so that they then can become great leaders and excel in the areas that they want to. And the same with FGI. I remember when I joined FGI, and at the time Roger Ginrich was the regional director, and I remember saying to him, it was like 2 years ago, I said, how do I get your role? How do I become the regional director? And he said, well, in about 2 years, I'm going to be stepping down, and there's an opportunity there. So my focus and my goal was to take over that organization. And so everything that I did in terms of being present at all the events and understanding the organization, how they do their monthly events and initiatives, and the creativity behind it, was really being able to lead into that role. So once I became the regional director, and I really handpicked the people that I wanted on my board, and I did that specifically because I really wanted to get the best individuals in the areas that I needed to be fulfilled. So, the person in PR actually comes from PR background. The person in social media works in social media. The person in sponsorships does sponsorships. So everybody that's in their roles have the best strengths and abilities to bring forward within those roles. And one of the things I said when I announced my board, which was back in January of 2020, is, when you have such a great team, you have a great team when no one knows who that leader is within that team, because they are all such strong leaders within their own rights. And I think that's
Interesting.
really what's really important. Yeah, so that's really been my goal in terms of heading the organization, is really being able to have such a great team and seeing the qualities in them and pushing those qualities so that they really shine, that no one really knows who the leader is of that organization.
Wow, I love that perspective. It's actually quite an innovative perspective because when you think of leadership, which we will be deep diving a little further on as we, get through our conversation together, you think of somebody that kind of is like the light bulb, so to speak, the person that, everything else is done around. I love your idea behind it, where leadership for you is to kind of uplift and empower the
That's
team
what it is.
around you. That's
Yes.
magical.
Absolutely. It's me being more behind the scenes. That's really what it is for me. For me, it's being more behind the scenes and letting others shine and making them all leaders within themselves.
Love that. I love everything about what you just said. I kind of feel that everything that you've done in your life that you've just finished talking to us about has led to this very serendipitous place of the Institute of Fashion. You
Yes.
just launched it recently. So, first of all, a huge congratulations on
Thank you.
such a
Thank you.
brilliant launch. I,
Thank
I, I
you.
can't wait to kind of dive into that a little bit. What was it about this that you felt that this is what you wanted to do and you wanted to do it now? Like, share that with us.
Yeah, well, it kind of took a little bit of everything. So my love of fashion obviously was a huge part of it, but also just kind of seeing what's been going on within our fashion industry. Obviously, when COVID hit, so many people were impacted and so many lost their jobs. Like it was really very devastating to our industry. The doors shut. A lot of brick and mortars were struggling for so long, and so many were really struggling just to survive. And so for me, I was looking at opportunities because we saw a little bit of a trend of different things, right? We saw a lot of businesses really suffering and trying to survive and struggling through those 2 years. And then we also saw a lot of people who were at home during COVID who weren't able to go to work and weren't able to do things. So they were taking workshops. They were really being able to find ways of being able to learn new things or being able to increase their knowledge and skill set and invest in themselves, whether it's investing in themselves mentally, with their health and well-being, or whether it was investing in themselves in terms of a career advancement and learning new skills so that they would be prepared once COVID finished. So we saw quite a bit of that. And I thought, okay, this would be a great opportunity to create a platform where people can learn that skill set. And it's a workshop, so it's not a huge time commitment. It's literally you get 8 hours, so it's 4 weeks, 2 hours each, and it can be around any person's schedule. So if you have a 9 to 5 job, you can do it in the evenings or on weekends. So it really fits to your life and your schedule. And it's a great way to be able to learn something new, learn a skill set that you may just want to do for personal interest. It might be something that you want to do as maybe as a side hustle or something that you want to be able to enjoy or maybe down the line be able to do and pursue. So it allows people that opportunity to do that within a very small budget, because we try to be very mindful of that at under $500 for a workshop.
Okay.
And the other part of it, more importantly, is that it employs people who may have been out of work over the last 2 years, because the instructors that are teaching these courses are people within that industry.
Right.
So the people that are teaching the styling courses are actual stylists, professional stylists that have been published in magazines. The person that is, or the group that are teaching the fashion photography are fashion photographers. The people who are teaching trend forecasting do trend forecasting for a living. So it's a great way of being able to make it a win-win, I say, because the people who want to learn the skills get the opportunity to do so. And then the people who are teaching it get an opportunity to be able to make some income on the side during a really difficult time.
Right, absolutely. And what better way to learn skills than from people who are actually in the industry doing the work, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like the whole point of it is really to do a hands-on. So it's not just someone lecturing something, because you can do that anywhere. It's
Right.
really someone teaching a concept, but then doing a hands-on workshop that will actually get them to apply the concept that they just learned to reality. So if someone, for example, is learning about styling, they're actually behind the scenes with outfits showing how to be able to put patterns and colors together, how to style for different body types, how to be able to do measuring of styling so that you can identify different body types. So you're getting all that hands-on experience with a one-on-one instructor. And because it's a virtual global platform, anyone in the world can take it, and it can be something that you are able to do with a one-on-one instructor. So you're not in a class of 20, 30 people. You literally get that personalized one-to-one instruction, which is really key as well.
I love that. So For anyone out there who is, interested in finding out more, can you maybe share a little bit about what maybe some of these workshops are and how they can sign up?
Absolutely. So we have everything from fashion design, we have trend forecasting, we have image consulting, which includes closet editing as well. We've got the business of fashion, fashion photography. So we've covered, and all of these different courses have some incredible topics within. So they'll cover like the history of fashion, they'll cover sustainability as well. So there's a lot of topics within those subjects that get touched upon as well. Being able to do social media influencing as well. So if any of the people are interested, you can go onto our website. It's TIOF.ca, so the Institute of Fashion.ca, so TIOF.ca, or you can reach out on our Instagram page, which is also TIOF.ca, and so you're able to do that. But once you go in, you can take a look at all of our courses, and once you register, it'll take you into a form that you fill out, and then what we'll do is we contact you and we find out what your needs are. So because, for example, if you love fashion photography and maybe you've already kind of dived into it a little bit, but want to be able to do a little bit more with your skill set, or there's a certain area that you want to be a little bit more of an expert on, then being able to understand what those needs are and pairing you up with that right individual to be able to make sure that it's a perfect match. So once we do that, then we introduce you to your instructor, and then you and that instructor decide on the dates and times that you want to be able to do it. Once you're done your 8 hours of completion, then you'll get a certificate from the Institute of Fashion saying that you completed your workshop.
I love everything about what you said there. Now, is this open to people around the world, or is it just Canada centric right now? Share that a little bit with us.
It is. It's actually, we actually already have students from around the world. So it
I
is,
love that.
yeah, it is a global platform, and the beauty of it is because it's global. It is based on the schedules of aligning people's schedules, and like I said, you can do it at any time, anywhere in the world. You can be sitting on the beach and taking a workshop course. Like, in all honesty, you could be taking a
Yes.
workshop course on the business of fashion while you're sitting on a beach somewhere. Like, that's the beauty of it, is that you're able to do that at any point, anywhere around the world. And because it's virtual, it's there, and with all the amazing technology we have nowadays, that you're able to connect with anyone at any point.
Absolutely. So, for anyone out there who perhaps isn't looking at being a student, which is what we've been focusing on thus far, but is looking at maybe being one of your mentors or teachers,
Yes,
is there an opportunity there?
absolutely. Please reach out to me, and you can reach out to me at my Instagram account if you'd like, which is Claudia's Fashion Fix, and it's Claudia with a K, so Claudia's Fashion Fix. Or you can reach out to me at my email address, which Raji, you can share with everyone. And we are always looking for instructors, and not just in Canada. We are looking for instructors globally, because
Okay.
we are a global platform. There's many languages that are being offered as well in terms of instruction. So if you are interested and have whatever language, if you want to teach in Italian, French, whatever it is, then you are more than welcome to be able to reach out to me, and we would love to be able to get you as an instructor for our courses.
Look, can you see me smiling? Like,
I
everything
know.
that you're saying is so exciting for me. Just a little bit of backstory, guys, I want to share with you. The reason I'm smiling so much is not just because I think this is a great opportunity, whichever side you're coming from, teacher or, mentee or mentor. I'm smiling because I've known Claudia for a number of years, and I've seen her fingers in so many different pies, as she mentioned, teaching and, marketing and sales and sponsorship and fashion, A to Z, that and leadership positions and, teaching positions. That the fact that all of the above is what you're going to be getting out of this institute is just tremendous. And kudos to you,
Thank you.
Claudia, just, taking on an industry that has really been beaten up badly and saying that
It has.
this is where I want to be. This is where I feel the greatest value of all that I've accomplished is going to, be. This is the home that it's going to be. Let me ask you this. Who instinctually do you feel this institute should be targeting? Like, talk to us a little bit about that piece.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a really interesting question because we've gotten quite a number of different groups. So we actually work with schools in
Ah,
terms of, yeah, so we work with a lot of schools and being able to provide it as part of their curriculum. So it does target students who are just passionate about the fashion industry and want to get into it at a high school level. And then we've also got the secondary group, which I call like more of the millennials who
yeah.
love fashion, who want to be able to dive into it, but aren't quite ready to commit to like a university program or a college program. So this is a great way to kind of get your feet wet and being able to take the workshop and learn the skill set without that commitment of financial commitment of going to college or university with all the courses in every semester and the workload, but really being able to learn a lot of the fundamentals within the industry and seeing if that's something that they want to pursue. And then interestingly enough, which I love, are the ones that are already in other areas of business. And Raj, I get so many people that are in the financial, that are in legal, that are in so many different areas of business, and they just love fashion. And they're like, they'll come to me
Hmm.
and they'll say, you know, my parents wanted me to pursue a degree in business. So that's what I did to make them happy. But I really love fashion. Or I'm a lawyer and I work for a law firm, but I love styling and I love fashion. I really want to take a styling course. So it's beautiful to see people who are maybe established already in a career and they're
Mm-hmm.
working their 9 to 5, but it's not their passion, right? They're doing it
Mm-hmm.
because it's a 9 to 5 and it provides them the income, but their love is in the fashion. So it's a great way of being able to have them enjoy something that they're passionate about and being able to learn something new. And you never know, like I have a couple of clients who actually do something as a side gig, you know, a little side hustle where they do closet editing and they do image consulting. So, you know, I have one who's actually a lawyer who works in a law firm. And because she always says to me, I never find anything that's really interesting to wear in, you know, when you go to work every single day, it's always suits and it's always very mundane and it's nothing original, nothing fun. And how do I find that happy medium where I can find something really great to wear that's a personal reflection of my personal taste without it being boring. So
Mm-hmm.
she actually took our image consulting course and she's learning all of the different aspects and ways of being able to make it a little fun, whether it's a different type of shirt underneath, or maybe it might be an accessory of some sort, or a belt, or it might be pinstripes, whatever it is. But she's doing that so that she can help other people within her circle and being able to do that as a side business as well.
I love everything about this. There's just
Yeah.
so many different reasons that people can come in and so many different opportunities that they can garner when they leave, which I love. And you know, the other thing I love about it, some of the things that you've been saying here is that this is not like going to university where you're paying, you know, oodles of money to do
Exactly.
probably 80% of courses that aren't going to be relevant to the actual job. And you do like 20% that is actually going to take you to getting your first job. Here, we're talking about an a la carte menu, which I love, where you pick and choose those elements that you want to do when you want to do them, how you want to do them, and you're getting it one on one. I can't think of a better opportunity to be able to learn skills than such a high touch environment as this. So I want to ask you this, Claudia, what do you hope that people get out of the Institute and its offerings? Like, what is this kind of overarching, you know, vision and mission for you?
At the end of the day, I want them to feel that when they walk away, that they have learned something new, whether it's a new skill set, whether it's more confidence, whether it's becoming a better leader, whether it's being able to pursue their business, having that knowledge that they didn't know about before. The beautiful thing about it is because you are being instructed by people who are, you know, in the trenches, who are actually in the industry, you get a lot of firsthand knowledge and firsthand experience that they can share with you to say, well, when I was in the industry, this is what, you know, this was what was important to me. This is what I learned. These are some of the things that they don't tell you. Because the thing is that when you go to college or you go to university, you learn a lot of things from the textbook, right? There's a lot of, which is great. And that's really important to learn. But you don't get the life experiences. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what that we bring that you don't find at school, right? It's those life experiences that people don't tell you. It's the struggles that people don't tell you. It's the life lessons that you may not learn. But if someone tells you those things, you're like, it's a great mentorship to be able to learn from someone who's been through it and has experienced it firsthand and can help you be able to navigate through that. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for also for people to pursue their passions because what, like, for example, I'll give you mine. Like, one of the things I always want to learn is how to cook. I've never been a really great cook. I'm gonna tell you right now, but one of the things I really always wanted to learn was how to cook. So during my time with COVID, when everything was closed down, I was doing so much cooking, and I really and I used to hate cooking because I never understood it, and it always looked very overwhelming and intimidating to me. But by me doing it, I was really being able to now feel more confident. Like, I now love actually going to the grocery store and picking up the things that I'm going to make and making things from scratch and just making really healthy meals every night. And that's something that if you asked me 2 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be doing. But
Hmm.
it ignites a spark within you, and it ignites a passion, and it makes you want to be able to continue to learn, because if we don't continue to learn, we don't continue to grow. And I think
Hmm.
that's really important. So if they can walk away with a sense of growth in some area, whether it be something that's personally inside them, whether it's something that's external, that's a new skill, whether it's launching a new company, then that just makes my heart happy, because that's all I want them to be able to do.
Here, here. I love everything that you're saying. I'm just so happy that, you finally launched this,
I
considering
know.
all the things that,
I know.
you've been doing to help other people's initiatives all these years. So, one last time, Claudia, just let people know, how do they find out more about the Institute?
So they can go onto our website. It's tiof.ca, and you'll see everything. You'll see the courses we offer. Now, right now we're currently offering 6 courses, but if you take a look at the details of the 6 courses, they're really jam-packed with a lot of different subjects and information. So you can take a look and see which one. And you can also see about our certificate program and how it works. And again, it's completely global, so it's anywhere in the world. So if you have friends overseas or anyone that you know that would be interested, you're more than welcome to feel free to pass it on. But also the wonderful thing is that it's around your schedule. So it's not cutting into your workday. It's not cutting into your family time. It's whenever it works for you. So you and that instructor work out a mutually agreed time, and it can take, if it takes you 4 weeks, great. If I've actually had students who, instead of doing it over a 4 week period to get their 8 hours in, they've actually done it multiple times a week and completed it within 2 weeks, because they were just, I want to get started. I want to get my business going. So it's
Wow.
really whatever the time is that you're willing to offer, and that instructor will work for you. And once you're done, then you're ready to go. And the other thing too is that there's a mentorship program, which Raj, I didn't mention previously, but there's a mentorship program that once you take the instruction, you complete your course, there's actually a yearly membership that you can join, and it's only $80 over a course of 12 months, which I tell people is less than a Starbucks a month. And and really, you get the opportunity to connect with other individuals who are stylists, fashion photographers, trend forecasters, influencers, social media experts and such, marketers and such. And so you get an opportunity to network with all these people and be able to also seek out mentors within the areas that you need. So it's a great, rewarding program that isn't just once you complete the course, you're done. You can actually continue that learning and that growth.
I love that. So, can you let everybody know where they go to sign up for the yearly membership? Is it still at the website?
Yes. So if you go onto the
Okay,
website, there's actually a section called memberships, and you can actually join there.
brilliant.